welcome back to my channel. This video is very different from what I always do because it's been a long time since I've posted a long video. I usually just post shorts, and this one is a draw and chat with me because I wanted to connect with you guys and all of that. So let's just get into it. I first already put the base on for the drawing so that I'm just coloring when you guys have a chat with me. So here it is. I'm using the A3 Brusstrokes 160 GSM sketchbook, if you all wanted to know, and the base is actually watercolors. They are 18 shade Camlin watercolors for artists. Then I used the color pencils, Winsor & Newton color pencils, the 24 shade one. And also don't mind the frame because I accidentally recorded the video with the 1:1 ratio, so just deal with this because it's my first time. You gotta learn and from your mistakes. So yeah, just let me know how you're all doing and how's life, how's everything going, and stuff like that. So I just wanted to talk about how art is to me in life, how it impacts me and everything, and just life in general. And I think most of you know that I'm in army, so obviously there'll be a little bit of BTS included. So yeah, so let's begin with art, shall we? Don't mind the way I'm speaking because this is the first time I'm speaking into my phone like this. So yeah, basically art has always been sort of a therapy type of a thing for me. Not always, but I started getting into art when I was 14 years old. So I started pretty late. Before that I did draw a few things just here and there, but I wasn't completely interested in art. But I slowly started getting into it, and now it's fun to just sit and draw or paint full time. I want to pursue art further. Now I'm in high school, so once I'm done, I'm gonna take art because that's what I connect with most and want to do as a full-time thing, be an artist. So basically that. So every time I'm doing art, I'm just in a completely different space. It's out of reality. I sit and usually listen to music, but sometimes I also watch other people's videos of paint and chat with me. So that's when I got the idea of doing this myself. Yeah, so when you're doing art, it's a completely different and unexplainable feeling, Sometimes though, obviously I do feel challenged when I'm doing a piece. If I don't get this right, maybe I'll be very dissatisfied, or I'll have to do this all over again, Mostly I do a lot of pieces for school right now because I've also taken art as one of the subjects in my school. So this one that I'm doing currently is also for school. So when it's for school, it's more frustrating when a part of it doesn't go right. That pressure of getting it right, it's always there. Half the time I do tell myself to not get it perfect because nothing ever is perfect, So sometimes I kind of let that thought get into my head, this needs to be perfect or it won't, you won't get good marks or something like that. But at the same time, I kind of put that thought away sometimes. So while doing this piece, I was more confident because color pencils, I really liked using them nowadays, and these Winsor & Newton ones are really good. They blend into each other really well because the shades are that good. They're soft ones, so sometimes I do feel really good and go with the flow and my pieces come out really good. Sometimes they don't and I feel really bad. So there are a few things that I've sometimes ripped out of my sketchbook and tried to do it all over again, being very frustrated with myself. That does happen, but at the same time, if something like that happens, I try to do it in a separate place, small, just for myself, so that I can look at the points that I can improve in and redo it sometimes. So that's how it is for me, even though it's so frustrating or very how do you say it affects me really, like my mental health sometimes. So even though that happens, art is what makes me happy, because that's what helps me connect with myself. So that's how it is, like even sometimes, mental health does come into this aspect when I have art blocks. So I just recently had my first art block, and it is a roller coaster ride of emotions, because like I remember our art teacher telling me to like do this piece, and I'm not able to draw it right. So like I was so worried I might not be able to like draw again at a point. I used to try to sketch every day. I tried drawing so many things. Like one of my strong points is drawing eyes, a very messy looking eye. I couldn't even draw eyes really well, so I started to freak out, and like I used to have bad days and sleepless nights for over a week because of art block. And then I finally tried to get out of it, and I sat and listened to Conan Gray's music, because his music is the best. Conan is just amazing when it comes to trying to, connect to yourself. So I sat and listened to his music while obviously references is a must for me, because sometimes I don't, but most of the time I do use references, but I don't make them exactly as the reference. For school I do have to use the reference and make it quite similar to the reference, because that's what the teacher wants, so that's what I have to do. So like I took out like simple reference sketches from Pinterest, and that was how my first art block, I like kind of ended. Like I started drawing sketches like a penguin and I actually sketched a very cute penguin, and like I got a hang of it, and I started all over again, and I was out of it. So like it takes some time to figure out how to get out of your art block, but like it does affect you really bad sometimes, because like I've seen many people lose their appetite because of art block, because they feel like they won't be able to draw or paint ever again and everything. So like art block kind of is a good and a bad thing, because it lets you take a break from art, even though it's a full-time, I want to do it full-time, I obviously need breaks in between, because I can't just keep doing the same, not the same, like I can't just keep doing it over and over again. So well, that was a long rant about art blocks. So also how I get motivated to draw sometimes, when I get complicated works from the school to do, I sometimes freak out, and like the motivation I had to sit down and finish that piece goes away. So the way I get motivation is I sometimes break the steps down of the painting, first sketch it, then like erase half of the sketch, so that because it's watercolor, and then put down the watercolor base, like the flat colors and everything. So like when I break down the steps, I'm like, this does look easy, and obviously I can do it. Why can't I? Like I've been doing so many things. Why am I freaking out for this one piece just because it's complicated? It's actually helping me grow my art skills, right? So like I think about like such positive things the thing would bring me if I finished it. So that's when I sit down and do it. So that's how I get motivation to do art that school gets. But when I'm doing it for myself, that time I kind of just sit down and think about what's going on in life, and I kind of express my emotions on the page. How I'm feeling is what I put down. I do journal a lot as well, so like my journaling sometimes is very color aesthetic type, sometimes it's how I'm feeling at the moment. If I'm a mess, the page also looks very messy, and if I'm feeling very organized and good about myself, the page is also looking very good. And when I want to make it aesthetic, I make it aesthetic. So usually art mostly depends on how you're feeling, because maybe it's not everybody, all artists, but I can't just take a piece of paper out and start sketching if somebody asks me to. I need to have that motivation in me, like, come on, I want to draw now, so let's draw type stuff. So like, and also I'm not even gonna lie, but BTS did play a very big role in trying to, like, in making my art improve, because their music just resonates with me so much. Like, the way it impacted me, their music and their message is amazing, because like it made me a better person as a whole. Like, my personality also kind of became like much more better than what it was, and I wanted to like live life for me and do what I wanted to instead of others. The music just did so much to me that even my art started to progress, because I started doing it for me instead of worrying about what the teacher would think. Even though I need the marks, when I do it for myself is when it comes out good, right? They made me realize that I should put myself first before anything. Whenever I'm doing, like whatever I'm doing, whenever I'm doing something, just put yourself first so that you get the best outcome. So I still do listen to them, and I love how they're so down to earth, even though they're like the most famous people on the planet. I love how down to earth and cute and like, amazing people they are. Like, they don't care about what other people would think. It just be themselves, the crackhead energy. So that's really fun, and they inspire me to do a lot of things, So yeah, that's how they also impact me and my art. Yeah, as you can see, I've made a lot of progress in this drawing. I'm actually doing a voiceover and on a sped up version of my progress. So yeah, that's what it is. This picture is actually from Pinterest. I forgot to mention that. So this picture is actually from Pinterest, and the teacher from school, our art teacher, gave it to me. So to us to do it. So I kind of just left it there instead of doing it. I kept this work there for a week because I don't know, I wasn't in the mood to do watercolor. I kept doing some other things, and then I was like, you know what, let's just use color pencils and finish this off. So I did a watercolor base. I don't usually use alcohol markers because I found out that they fade away over time. Yes guys, alcohol markers fade away over time. That was a shock to me as well, so I stopped using the ones I had. I had only a few shades, but still I stopped using them because some alcohol markers fade in a few weeks, some of them fade in a few years or months as well. So I was like, nah, I don't want my artworks fading away. So yeah, my base is also watercolor. It's actually much better because I have a more broader color palette, because I can mix the shade I want and put it down as the base and then use color pencils on top, So that's that. And yeah, so that's how things work out for me with art and everything like that. And also I had a question for you guys. So should I start posting more art related stuff or BTS, or what do you want next, Because obviously I'm going to start making more videos now, because that's one of my goals, to achieve, make a lot of videos and get a lot of engagement so that I have viewers. Because that's kind of been something I really wanted to do since I was 9, have a YouTube channel. I know it was many 9-year-olds' dreams to just sit in front of the camera and talk. But for me, after I grew up and realized art is my thing, I wanted to do it in that way. So yeah, I do create this book on the side by Mariah Elizabeth. She's really good. You guys, I think most of you do know her because she's amazing. So I'm doing create this book on the side. I've done a lot of pages already, and I didn't film them because I'm gonna film the ones that I start doing now, and I'll obviously do a complete flip through. Let me know if you want tutorials on how I paint my eyes, or try achieve watercolor realism, because I kind of do fruits and vegetables and flowers and everything in a pretty real way. They're not completely that realistic, but they do look realistic or something. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, let me know if you want tutorials and stuff like that. I definitely will. I also have a sketchbook and everything. I do journaling. Let me know if you want tips and tricks on journaling and sketching and all of that. I definitely will start doing all of those as well. So basically, yeah, this is kind of just an introductory video of me, I think I didn't talk much about myself. I talked about art, but that is the part of who I am. So that's there. So I'm almost at the end of finishing, the end of this piece, kind of left with only a few more things, as you can see. So let me know if this one came out good or not, because obviously I'd want to know. And just comment down below if you actually made it this far. I want to know who all watched this rambling. And so I'm all done here, and I just brushed off all of the little tiny dots of color pencil that remained, and that's all. Thank you for watching, all of you. I really appreciate all of you guys who made it to the end. Thank you for watching. I'll definitely be posting more from now. This is the finished piece. I hope you guys like it. Thank you for watching, and bye. See you soon.